buck this morning, and it's my birthday. I've hunted quite a bit, but I haven't shot a lot of deer. This is actually my first buck. He's not very big, so don't expect to be impressed by the deer. I'm not really interested in trophy hunting, and while it would be nice to shoot a bigger one, I'm really just interested in the meat. And so a young deer is gonna have probably better meat than an older deer. All right, here he is. The cool thing about this is I wasn't actually hunting. I was setting up a different tree stand because I wasn't happy with where I had been. This is actually only my second time out where I'd even brought a rifle. And I almost didn't bring it. I just said, you know, I was carrying all this stuff up in the woods and I wasn't being real quiet, but I heard him coming up from the valley, up the ridge, and I could hear him coming, so I got up against a big pine tree and just stood there. I was pretty much out in the open. And he came up over the crest of this hill and didn't see me right away, and then he came even closer, probably 10, 15 yards away, and was standing facing me, kind of 3/4 facing me. And I decided to go ahead and take him. He's got these beautiful white colorings up here. He's just a spike, which means he's just got one little point of antler on each side. And I went ahead and went down to the house and reported him online, so I'm good to completely field dress him and get him ready to process. I think I'm gonna take this guy down to a local butcher shop. They charge very little for the value of meat, and that way we'll just have really nice cuts. Being my birthday and I have another event to go to, and I'm really slow at processing animals beyond field dressing them, I'm gonna go ahead and take him down there. He was kind of facing me 3/4, so I shot him in the shoulder here, and there's no exit wound at all. Man, after I shot him, I was really worried because I didn't see any blood. And I had to search and search and search. He had just sprinted down the hill, disappeared into the brush. And I searched around, I didn't find any blood, and I had to go about 30 feet and I saw one drop. And then I searched and searched and searched, and it was about another 30 or 40 feet, I saw one more drop. And so I knew I was on the trail, but I was worried that I'd hit him wrong, which would be pure buck fever, purely my hands shaking, because he was so close and I was excited. And then I went just a little further and saw more blood, and I said, okay, I think I got him. But he had only run about less than 100 yards, and he was down, completely dead. You want to field dress an animal ideally as soon as you can after you kill it, to get all the organs out and let it cool down as quickly as possible. There's not a lot of cooling happening on a warm day like today. So we're going to get it field dressed and then get it down to the shop, the butcher shop, where they can hang it in their cooler for a day or two.
Are you going to try to be able to bring it down to the barn today so that nothing comes up here and tears it up? Can we butcher it, please? Oh, we
His liver was just torn to shreds, but I think that must have been where the bullet ended up stopping. But his intestines were largely intact. Kind of front end, lungs and stuff's torn up, and then the liver. Cats are wild animals. I found my bullet kind of interesting. It had crossed from the left chest and was back here in the right flank, but it hadn't gotten into the back right leg yet, so there it is. Okay, see ya. Thanks for helping. Okay, I don't think I did a very good job filming that because I wasn't paying attention to the camera. I've got the hide up in the tree here. A friend of mine, I think, is gonna help tan it, or maybe he's gonna tan it. Should I have asked my wife before I put a deer carcass in her car? Turned out to be a pretty good size. I think it's a little bigger than I thought it was. It's not huge by any means.
But it will still give us some meat.
Yeah, definitely. So at a really good price, just what they cost. They charged a butcher, which is just, I think, 60 cents a pound. We're gonna have some great clean meat. The big question though is whether this place has space for it. I talked to him this morning and they had a few spots. They just get swamped with deer from all over the area. So if we're not in time, then we'll be doing the work this afternoon. Hopefully though we'll make it in time. This has been another great day on the homestead, and I am just really tickled that I got to shoot my first buck on my birthday